Hello mga ka-learners! It's Teacher Carmela. Let's check on Mangosteen for the last time. 6 months have passed. Mangosteen was able to get a good harvest because he applied what he learned about choosing seeds, fertilizers, irrigation, and crop rotation. Because of his earnings, he was able to buy the hill next to his field. He planted corn on that hill. Sadly, a part of the hill was washed away when a strong typhoon came. In this lesson, you will learn contour planting. Like what you learned in the previous lesson, the scientific method can also be applied to address Mangosteen's problem. If you were Mangosteen, how would you use the scientific method in solving the problem of erosion on his hill? Recall the steps of the scientific method and study the story that follows.
My problem is how to prevent the rain from eroding my hillside farm. I think a way to prevent this is to plant different crops on each terrain. This is what my neighbors do. I think my neighbors are correct. Planting different crops on different elevations of the hill can prevent the soil on the hill from being washed away by a storm.
How is your farm going, Mangosteen?
You know, Mr. Cruz, I have just discovered something. Planting different crops on my hill helps prevent the soil from eroding.
That's a wise observation, Mangosteen. What you have just done is called contour farming. It is something that we teach farmers in order to prevent the soil on the slopes of hillside farms from eroding too much.
Can you tell me more about contour planting?
This is what Mr. Cruz told Mangosteen. Farmers usually plant on terrain that is not flat like rice fields. However, when farmers plant on hillsides where the terrain slants upward and downward, contour farming is recommended. Contour farming is a farming technique applied on sloping land. It is very useful for farms on the sides of a hill or a mountain. Contours are areas in the field having the same elevation. Did you notice the hill has different contours? Different contours make elevated farms more prone to erosion. To solve this problem, planting a row of crops on a contour and planting a different crop on another can be done. Study this picture. Notice how the different contours are planted with different crops. Cover crops have wide root systems and are usually not tall. They reduce erosion by holding the soil in place, especially during heavy rainfall. Aside from this, they cover the soil from the heavy impact of rainfall. They slow down the flow of water as it goes down the sides of the hill. Their roots bind the soil together, and when they decompose, they add nutrients to the soil. Study this picture of a cover crop and imagine how it protects the soil from erosion. Let's remember, contour farming or planting is a technique wherein different contours of land are planted with different crops. This prevents erosion. Cover crops are low-lying plants that have expansive root systems. They prevent erosion by holding soil in place, shielding it from rainfall and lessening the impact of water as it flows down the slopes from an elevated field like a hill. And that marks the end of our module on applying the scientific method in agriculture. Did you enjoy it? Well, I hope you did. You can learn more from the next module. So, dyan lang kayo!